It's Aaron here with another video, and this one is going to be about pretty much why I joined the Army. Why am I in the process of re-enlisting in the Army? And there's a bunch of reasons. Previously in the Army, if you didn't watch my video before, you would see my story and why I got out of the Army when I did at the time back in 2014. And it was right before I graduated AIT, but it was just a real complicated time in my life. I needed to begin this journey to re-enlist. I wanted to go Air Force at first, and my brother's in the Air Force. One of my roommates is actually newly in the Air Force. He's in the UK. My brother's in Virginia. My other best friend's in the Air Force, but I initially wanted to go there, and the recruiter at the time, this like January when I was talking to him and everything, he was real helpful and this and that, and he seemed like he was good with my waivers, and because I have two waivers, which is moral and a medical one, and he seemed real helpful in all this. And getting closer to the time where we were going to launch the waiver after my probation, he wasn't replying as much and just kind of seemed weird. That's kind of the only way to really say it. He just seemed like he wasn't really interested. And he asked me, did another recruiter run your stuff? Run your file and everything? And I said no. And he said, well, somebody did, and it like messed up something, which I mean, I don't really get why, but he was saying someone ran it, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I talked to somebody, but I didn't know he ran anything officially because we were waiting until to launch my waiver packet. He said, well, he did. And then I just like kind of was bugging him the next few days because he stopped replying, like, well, I mean, is everything good? And then he just said, you don't qualify for the Air Force. And I'm like, really? So there's going to be people during this, during your guys' time, specifically recruiters, that will not be on your side as much, and pretty much just not want to run a waiver. Specifically, if you have multiple waivers, if it's a lot of work for them, or they got their numbers and this and that, it just happens. And I've heard this more with the Air Force, because they're more of a tight knit. They don't recruit as much people. I mean, I know things about the Marines and the Navy, but I haven't heard as much of those type of stories. Specifically, I've heard them from the Air Force. I moved back here with my mom. My lease ran out in Pittsburgh, and it's like an hour away from Pittsburgh or so. And I went to talk to this Air Force recruiter here. I was like, try another one, and they weren't in the office. And when I went there, I kept buzzing the door because I was, I'm a persistent person, and I really want to join the military again. They nobody answered, and I did the last buzz, and then I started walking away, and the door opened, and it's an Army recruiter, and he was like, what's up? And I say, oh, Air Force, I'm trying to get hold, blah blah blah. And he was like, what about Army? And I'm like, and I started to just give him a couple reasons why I wanted to pick the Air Force, and he's like, well, Army's the same thing. Like, what do you mean? Blah blah blah, join the Army. And when someone's that direct, I respect it. And I'm like, okay, I'll take your card. And he's like, oh, cool. And then I thought about it next day or two and talking with my parents. They kind of wanted me to join the Air Force because it's more relaxed and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, for certain reasons, I just like the Army better. And I'm glad I went with that choice, because I eventually started texting him, and he was real direct and said, we can get that waiver launched. He said he's dealt with something similar to my case, not as extreme, but, see what happens. And he called the commander, and he was on board, and it was, pretty smooth. And it started going well, and he was real nice, and he's been nice to this day, because going through the process of Fort Eustis, where my AIT documents were, and it was just a long process. It's been months. I started the initial to try to do the waiver and everything since like January, and it's July, mid-July, and I got accepted from MEPS. But the Army still has to accept me. He said it should be fine. But so I pretty much went through the Army because I know the Army. I was in before. My stepdad was in for 22 years. And to just be straight up, I just think it's better. There's more opportunities. It's a bigger branch. There's more opportunities for schools. I mean, sure, other branches you could go to like airborne schools sometimes and things like that. But there's just more opportunity with the Army, I think. And like airborne school, air assault, ranger, I mean, you name it. All them different types of schools, leadership courses, all the, things that they do. And just kind of the fast pace. I kind of like that. I'm an athlete. I do like the fast paced, mentality. I'm not an infantry guy. I don't want to go into infantry. I mean, I think I can do it, but I just think the Army's better. I mean, no disrespect to anyone in any other branch. I think you can't go wrong with any in terms of, picking one is picking any. And it's not for everyone, but I mean, I think a lot of people should, because it really instills a lot of discipline, just different qualities and things that you take advantage of in your civilian life, you don't take advantage of in the military, because you realize straight from basic training what type of privilege you just have in being a civilian, because just waking up early, because basic training, you wake up 4 a.m., 4:30 and every day, and no phone. They control your every move, and you gotta go to bed on time. You gotta fold all your laundry, everything perfect. And I mean, I'll probably make another video about my previous time in basic training in 2014. It hasn't changed too much. I mean, there's certain little policies that change, and of course with COVID and everything, it's definitely changed. I heard they're not even doing like gas chamber, and not even saying cadence when they march, which it's kind of disappointing going in now, because I do like that full experience, which that's another reason why I wanted to join the Army again, is because you get that full experience. They do a wide range of things, and repelling, and like Air Force, they don't even repel in basic training and certain things like that. And the fact that I already went through the Army and excelled, and I got promoted in basic training because I was the top of the cycle. I mean, I didn't want to just go down to the Air Force, and it just kind of the person in me wanted that thrill, wanted the competition, and things like that. But yeah, I mean, that's why I joined. And I mean, I think my real purpose is to be a light for people, and I feel like God's bringing me through this to join again, and have a better understanding of Him while I'm going in now, and to just be a light for Him, give people a sense of hope that are lost, just help people, serve people, and be a leader, and better myself, obviously, because I've been down dark paths like anybody, but I believe it's my calling and my purpose, and I have a degree. I plan to be an officer. I can't be an officer joining straight up and when I enlist, but I plan to be. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I got accepted through MEPS. The Army's gonna be accepting me soon, here within a week. Check out my other video. Like I said, it's kind of more of an in-depth story about just my life and my journey through here. And yeah, I mean, I'll be uploading a lot more videos, and I have knowledge about a lot of different things, and my previous basic training, obviously, and various topics, like you see other military YouTubers, but I want to try to provide content and insight that you don't really see too much. Obviously, when I enlist, I'll be documenting my whole process, and once I get in the daily life and specific to my MOS, which I don't know yet, and interview people and people that are already in. Plan to interview my brother that's in the Air Force. He's getting deployed to Qatar soon. Other friends that are in. So yeah, man, appreciate it. Feel free to like, subscribe, and because I'll be coming back with content. I want to try to get consistent content each week, and try to gain some traction. I know that It ain't gonna be a quick process to get subscribers, but I just want to help people and give them a perspective that they might not have gotten before. So yeah, take it easy, guys.